Hello everyone, and welcome to the first match of 2023. This is still Hitman Bingo 2. A lower bracket round 4 match kicks off the year between Meekah and some random person, and I think after 20 minutes of delay, 15 of which was trying to find a caster, and 5 of which Meekah realizing that the match is today, we can get started in a minute and a half, and I guess we will be hearing a bit of Randy game audio today because I don't have anything from Meekah just yet. But yep, starting in Hokkaido, which will be the one non-lockout map of the match, we will be, as always, tackling up to 3 maps because it's first to 3 points. Meekah has chosen Hokkaido, and Randy has chosen Sapienza, which will be a lockout. If there is a decider, which happens if both players take 1 map each, then we will go to Ambrose Island, which I think only happened once in the previous match, Yoshi against myself. It's a really exciting map, but we need to get there first, of course, and in just 40, oh, that's the VOD, in just 32 seconds, now we can get started. Lower bracket round 4, these players are guaranteed top 6 already, and the winner will be moving on to the top 4, and we'll be facing the winner of Yoshi versus Joker J. That match will be played around this time tomorrow, and I appreciate the raid from earlier. Not sure if anyone is new to Bingo, for example, but in just a couple of seconds we will be running down the details of this format, because now you can see a board of 5 by 5 towns, of course a total of 25, and these are all actions, little ideas from from the map, things that you can do, things that happen on the map as Joker having a meltdown. I don't think the timer is all too important. We haven't had a tie so far, so if you don't want to yeah, just don't mess with the Joker, I guess, who is our match admin here. Very much appreciate your work as always. And I'm not sure how much of Randy can we hear. I can hear plenty of Randy when he's talking to himself, so it's a nice addition to the matches. But yeah, going back to this, 25 tiles, and in non-lockout you need to get 2 full lines of 5 tiles, so a full column, a full row, or either of the 2 diagonals from, of course, the top left to the bottom right, or the top right to the bottom left. First interesting moment there is that both of them are starting morgue. This is important for Hokkaido because you can kill the targets in any methods, and of course any disguise. You need to start in your suit, but there's nothing stopping you from an early Yuki kill, as Randy getting a 4th shot.
Very elegant.
Elegant heart elimination on Soders.
Muy elegante.
And that's a bit of a combat there, or that's a bit of a potential combat, but he gets out of the range soon enough, so Randy only has to kill Yuki later on. But that is a little bit of a problem for runs in general, because you can, like the other main strat is that you start in your suite and get Yuki down with the gondola as soon as possible, and then so there's this timeless kill, but
I'm not sure if I want to go for that or
I guess we will have to do this, or they will have to do this the other way around, which is not a problem, just don't miss the timing, it's very important there. So Meekah in the red, it's definitely gotten the fire poker pacification on the same Morgue Doctor. Mike, I think it's typo, right? It's not my mic, Joker. Anyway, going back to this, Meekah's clearly not going for the first column because they have clearly pacified some in the fire poker, but now you can see that Meekah's going for the for the 5th row there with Operation Controls panel, where you can override the controls, and there's the first big restart of the match. Randy getting caught by Nakamura, the hospital director. This puts Meekah in the lead by at least a minute 40 by the time Randy restarts for the 2nd time. And so quick description of the remaining tiles from the 5th row. That was the stem cell pump, which Meekah just drained. And if your game is not bugged, then that prompts the lady surgeon to go down to the stem cell room. Well, she always goes there, but sometimes she stays indefinitely, so something to keep in mind on. Soder's kill list is in Yuki's suite. It's a USB flash drive. And the bridge lights are... It's a fuse box far away from the actual bridge. But it's basically another bridge between the hospital and the sauna area. You can find it outside there. And if you're lucky, then it's the hospital director himself who investigates it, because he goes near the bridge, of course. But we might see that picture-in-picture later on Meekah's ROM. But that's not the bridge lights, but I assume Meekah's got it a good 20 seconds ago, because they hopped back into the corridor. There's the sauna temperature and the fire alarm. It's very quickly for 6 tiles for Meekah. Missing the generator just down this window. You can almost see it on instinct. Meekah just has to hop out this window. But those guards are being problematic there. Also, I think there is some potential problem for Meekah, because...
You are a genius.
Yep, those are the 2 non-target kills from the turning on the... increasing the sauna temperature and turning on the fire alarm. It pauses, it freezes those two NPCs inside, and their panic is more important than, I guess, their survival instincts. And Randy trying to get caught by the same NPC second time in a row, narrowly avoids Nakamura, and silent attack in the mirror turns out to be just fine. And we are back to a 3-tile lead by Randy, 2 minutes almost. But Meekah's just really quick with their tiles. We've seen 6 of them really quickly, and suppose you do the fire alarm just a bit later. Then Meekah's run is just fine, but Randy definitely in the lead with now 4 tiles and going for the 3rd row. Wrenches and crowbar missing.
Where am I? There.
Randy has 1 wrench. I know 1 more you can get from medical cabinets, but you just have to let Randy get 1. And a crowbar, I only know of 1, which would be where the sleeping guard is, if you guys know where Nails is. The hospital helicopter pilot, rather, who goes down to the stash, and in that little room there's 1 crowbar. And I think Randy is going straight for the cabinet with the wrench. It would be straight ahead and 1 right turn, but and he's looking for some other tiles. From the first column, you would need the fire extinguisher, like a can of soda, which Randy just went past, and collecting the bus from Portman's suite. I think that's what makes the first column a little bit awkward, because you still need Portman. You need to get inside, find another way around. It's gonna be long either way. Randy's getting a bit late for Yuki now in the sauna isolation. Must be some other ideas on there as we check back on Meekah, who now has 3 tiles again. I think they were just a bit too quick with the stem cell pump, and they couldn't interact with the operations control panel just yet, but got back up and called back up rather. Killing Soders is important, but really good at any time. And after the previous Hokkaido spin between Randy and DK, I think, there are some tiles that you can't really do once Soda's body is destroyed. Ooh. Okay, that's important for Randy because there's exclamation mark. But technically the guard doesn't see... Okay. That's still not orange. I mean, it's worth a try. But it stays red. It was one of the more trickier situations to contain. Joker asks how to get into Portman's suite. That's also possible as a bodyguard. It's the long way around. Just climb around. It's in a guaranteed 45-second detour, but it's technically there, and at least you don't have to mess with Portman. But now Meekah, after some back and forth, this is a huge lead by him. Cutting the Fugu fish will be an interesting last tile to do, but I think Meekah just interested in the generator as we get more and more behind the actual live feed, but I guess this is the one point where this is not looking good on Meekah's stream, but we don't want to miss any tiles. I'm gonna give it one refresh, 328. I'm hoping to catch up a lot. Yeah, 344 now. If you start in your suite and you just shimmy or vault and climb around your balcony, that's Amos Dexter, the pink robe VIP patient. But there are some important tiles in there as well, just not Portman, sadly not for this run. Randy 1 minute down and 2 tiles for now. That's the first range, that's the obvious range. And for the other one I would go for the cabinet, but there must be some other ranges closer, because this has been a tile before the lockpick change. Now the bingo loadout includes an ICA pistol, coins, and a lockpick instead of fiber wire, because no one ever used that. Meekah meanwhile got the green gun, ISO/kill on Yuki. If you just wait out the cutscene, there's nothing that can really go wrong there if Yuki is found eventually, which I'm not even sure at this point. Then it's an accident kill, so Meekah now won't get red guns from targets, but can get red guns from the remaining 2 tiles, one of which is cutting the fugu fish with a kitchen knife found in the kitchen. And I think Bodyguard is one of the very few disguises which isn't just passing the kitchen, but these 2 NPCs will still be enforcers, or just only one of them. Okay, it's probably the best case scenario you can get in this kitchen. Oh, right when the chef turns around. Not out of the woods yet, because still needs that kitchen knife, but now it's even it's a suspicious section, but Meekah can cut the fugu fish and only needs Aristo's skill list.
For later.
I think for the 3rd time this match there's GG's in chat, but obviously not there yet. Quite there. Although I can't think of any enforcers on Meekah's end, because there should be no one in this suite. If there's any, they would be on the balcony. But yep, it's literally 0 enforcers to go. There's the flash drive, the last clue, last tile for Meekah. And Randy's nicely catching up to 5 tiles now, but Meekah's really just 15 seconds from finishing, because there's nothing terrible that can happen on the gondola either. Not too many bodies are hidden/non-hidden. It was a very clean run by Meekah. Lots of interact tiles, not too many messier ones, and Meekah's, I think, 2nd try wins them the first map of this first match of 2023. And Joker was right.
Okay.
There was no need for the 45-minute timer, which just happened to me missing from this one, but the streak stays alive, I think, this entire tournament, and it's well about 40 to 50 maps by now. Everyone had finished a map, or we never got a tie. I don't think we've got a photo finish either.
Cheers, Meekah.
Thankfully, that's always a little bit of a trouble to calculate, but Meekah's score is now 0-2. Well, Joker's asking us why is that, but he's the admin. And also, I completely missed it from the chat, but apparently the score was -1 for a second, or for a bit. Because of the messages in the chat, -1 point for being late / playing Geometry Dash or starting more, that kind of stuff. But the games are done, and the first map as well. And we are moving on from Hokkaido, which was Meekah's pick, to Sapienza, to Randy's pick. And Randy and Sapienza has an interesting story here, because in winners round 2, Yoshi picked Sapienza against Randy. Yoshi won that match, that map, and the match as well. Randy's next match was against Yanni, where Randy's opponent once again has chosen Sapienza, but that time around Randy won Sapi and the whole match. And that was 2 in a row, but Randy's next match also featured the Sapienza. That was the RNG pick between him and TK47. The match went to all 3 maps and Randy won Sapi and the match with it. So I think with that positive memories, Randy has been happy to choose Sapienza as a map for his 4th consecutive match.
Regionale prima.
And there was some message, 35 past the hour, we don't see still a timer. If there we go, that's the timer.
Lockout.
Before I mentioned the admin's name, it was all sorted. There's 45 seconds to go until the potential final map of Randy's tournament and the final map of this match, but as we've seen before, yeah, you do. Not even sure what that's referring to. Joker, but appreciate the quick help there. So Sapienza now, and if Randy wins this map, then and only then we go to Ambrose Island for the decider. Should be interesting either way. None of Randy's matches were too boring. Something always happens in these. And with this being lockout, very quickly we can go through the rules again. This time players are not looking for lines, but rather any 10 tiles. And lockout means that you can lock your opponent out from a tile if you claim it before your opponent does. So it's going to be really quick dash from potentially the only really important start of the map, the safe house. Meekah went up to get the kitchen assistant. It's going to be their first tile and the first tile of the map. But let's see a very quick rundown of these tiles. At least the ones which will likely make an appearance, as Meekah's becoming a housekeeper now and Randy's taking the 2 faucets. Randy will be missing out on the housekeeper by just 5 or so seconds. Chairlift, of course, the dinner bell. Dinner bell is so close to Randy right now. But this is something that Randy likes to do, using the fire extinguisher to pacify those 2 mansion securities, but... Oh, that's really interesting what's happening on Randy's side. I think that's the proxy conversation starting or not starting, and more distraction on Randy's end, so he can't get the security disguise.
Can I not climb over here? No? Okay.
Unfortunately for him, otherwise he would have gotten the disguise. Medical journal and chairlift, they are all connected to the same Silvio mission story. Cook the sauces, kitchen assistant is right, what Meekah's doing right now. Green plumber, radios, fire extinguisher, mansion master key are all very close tiles, and then he could get the master key. It's right in this room. But won't happen this time either. That's the observatory dome triggered manually. And Randy looking to get this explosion off the bat. Not claiming the tile, but he can do this double. Cannot avoid being searched.
He got that, seriously?
Hopefully all the panic is gone by the time Silvio gets nearby, because that was a trigger.
You know, Meekah? I don't like
5 to 3, I missed the last tile there. No Joker, he did the dome. Well, that was the observatory panel, sorry, which he triggered first, and then through the fire extinguisher. And Meekah gets caught trespassing by the corridor guard. First important step of this match. As Randy gets the 2.5 minute kill on Francesca without any complications. This will be important because it's going to take some time to reclaim some of these tiles, and Randy still has a chance to get some good ones. I think Randy's going to be just a bit too late for the falling object kill.
Of course, it was too late to shoot that.
He was indeed too late to shoot that. I'm not sure if you guys could hear him.
There we go.
That's the Mansion Master Key, yep. Green Plumber is easy. I think the Green Plumber holds a sewer key. It's not the most difficult thing to find two radios to interact with. Meekah with the chairlift. Are we that much behind?
I am at 4.
That was
the ones I want.
just a bit premature, but now it's fine. Oh, okay, so we definitely need a refresh on Meekah. But Meekah did get caught turning on the chairlift, so that tile won't count, and we'll have to give it one more refresh. As Randy doesn't have these silent kills, the non-lethal melees to specify the two NPCs each, so that will be a restart. And now it's 5-4 in terms of half claim tiles. Those are tiles which cannot be stolen by the opponent, but you need the 10 tiles completed with the green guns and the essay finish in order to win a map. So in some sense we are back to even, in other sense some nice progress has been made. You just can't get this chairlift without being spotted. It's always the same mansion security upstairs, but now I think Meekah Meekah knows what to do, or I'm not exactly sure what to do there. I think it probably just wait out the cycles.
Okay.
Don't think a coin or a bullet distraction would work there, and Randy is further inside the map, reaching 1 minute of in-game time, and he's got the faucets, he's got the Mansion Master Key, that's the Observatory Dome, but no fire extinguisher this time around. And Meekah has got the chairlift green guns. Big moment in their run. Oh, that would be a chandelier dropped. Which is good because there are two in this room. And once the maid leaves the room, that will be the second shandy drop. And depending on where the butler is, that would be a nice third one. Oh, missing some shots. I don't see any exclamation marks on Meekah's end, and that will be the third shandy. As Randy, fourth Sapienza of his turn, but still not going for the poison kill. Another propane fast kill for Franny, which may or may not cause some panic nearby. I don't see the mansion stuff below. I think this is now up to date with the dinner bell rung manually on Meekah's end. It's 5-3 with Meekah still having 5 other tiles on their column, just not claimed yet. It's safe in their column. Meekah's getting closer to Franny for the 2.5 minute timing with a red poison in hand, and that will be the Francesca's champagne poison from the top right corner. 5-4, but Meekah's tiles are only for themselves. Randy needs, apart from the fire extinguisher, 4 more tiles, which can be taken by anyone, and that's a peekaboo, which I don't think it's a big problem for Randy either way. But he needs, if he wants to get a disguise, I guess. Fire alarm on Meekah's end. And that's kind of important with neither of the targets eliminated.
Okay.
I wonder if we see any disruption to their cycles.
Certainly something.
And yes, as people in chat finally start making sense, it's the Green Plumber and the Sewer Key, a very important double next to each other, and I think Randy is going right there.
Huh.
Yeah, there's just no way, nothing else outside through the fountain. 7-5 at the moment, after Randy's taking these almost free tiles. I guess it's free yes with the subdue, but Randy goes for it now.
Sewer key.
And that's the sewer key and the gleam plumber. Now if you don't do anything loud nearby, then you can leave him here, but in bingo you can't quite be so sure. But now it's 7 tiles confirmed. Fire extinguisher will probably be done at some point on Randy's end. But Meekah's just stuck with Silvio having his dinner or lunch, and now he's getting caught on cameras. And none of the boxes are all too great in Sapienza. I mean, if you intend to spend some time in the lab area, then I guess you should be fine. Deleting the evidence there, and equip a hazmat suit. It's a very infamous style from a couple of rounds ago. Gave troubles to both Randy and Yanni, I want to say, in a winner's bracket. No, lose round 2. It's still a possibility here as Meekah with now still 5 tiles claimed, but what can they do from down here? Not exactly sure what the biolab safety protocol is, but hazmat suit and lab technician definitely some tiles that Meekah can take, and I mean, they don't know, but Randy is very far away. But now the trouble is that if Meekah wants the hazmat suit, then they would need that technician first, otherwise there's suspicious action to get inside the area, or I guess this building rather. Meekah just wants the virus first, which will cause a bigger panic, of course, than usual. It's kind of a scripted panic there. And even though they're not trespassing, still so many enforcers to dodge, and ideally you want security to get out of the way, and Meekah could very well be trapped by NPCs behind him. We can see the whoosh being started, and Meekah just needs to get out really quickly. Back to Randy, who now has 9 tiles thanks to the Surkey Plumber, and the last 2 were the golf ball. And I think interacting with the 2 radios, the second one inside the shed. Randy just needs a fire extinguisher from someone. From somewhere rather. And that's the FE blown up. Tile number 10. Access down to the lab area, and well, I guess depends on how Randy's feeling. It's either a pistol snipe or a stalactite shot, but Randy is half a minute away from making this a map number 3 affair. Meekah still on 5 tiles. It's nice that they still have the other 5, and Meekah will be catching up really quickly because spaghetti sauce, housekeeper, sinks, kitchen assistant right in this building, but Meekah can't make this photo finish or dare win in any means whatsoever. Oh, it's still a enforcer dot there for Meekah, but Randy gets out. 7:18 second try forces us a map 3 there. No kitchen assistant here. There would be one in this room, but Meekah just needs to worry about Silvio as well. It won't be going Meekah's way, and we are going to Ambrose Island for this no time limit decider.
Okay.
There's the kill on Meekah's end, but just a bit too little too late rather. That's what I should say there. And yep, there's the removal. I think Meekah was still a couple tiles away, so it's not like they were actually running to the finish. There is some chatter about the failing drop or failed drop in the lab area on Randy's end in the lab area, but at least the snipe was successful. Not quite sure what sniping actions may be done in Ambrose Island. I guess apart from the meeting signal, which you can shoot with a pistol from Shrine Start, but it's an even tinier target, and it's only good for certain strats, although this is going to be a lockout Ambrose Island, if this is correct, and this is correct. Going to start in just under 2 minutes. Yep, more lockout. It's definitely the more unique format, but the traditional non-lockout is also, I guess, something that people like to see, people like to practice. It's easier to get into, easier to understand. But to watch a lockout game, I guess it's nicer to see those unfold, and those can very well get more chaotic than the regular ones. Oh, Meekah has some idle troubles, but I think it's now sorted and just in time before the final map of the match. Which will begin in just 1 minute. Winner of this match will once again play in losers round 5. It's the second to last round of the lower bracket, and their opponent will be either Yoshi or Joker J for a spot in the losers bracket final. And the winners bracket final is also being played tomorrow. Phaniums has made it from the upper half, and it's going to play me for some random reason. I'm still in this one. But so it's Phanium and myself, and then Yoshi, Joker J, Meekah, and some random person are the 6 remaining players. And after this map, it will be down to 5. After Yoshi versus Joker J, it will be down to 4. And we are moving inevitably to that Sunday, January the 8th grand final. First to 6 points, that will be at least a longer match. But it will be decided here, at least for this match, who will advance with this Ambrose board.
I mean, of course, but like, where? Buccaneers over there, cannonballs, soap, starfish.
It's really hard to say either way, because your eyes just try to go for anything that you can start from the central social hub. Ether pamphlet, becoming a cook, knocking down someone with an apple. But I think Randy is not seeing those tiles. I don't see either. It's just that's the Ether pamphlet, which Randy is getting before Meekah's loading in. Hopefully Meekah's not having troubles and just
Didn't I say something about starfish?
I'm a bit worried for Meekah at the moment, but if they have
course,
made some mouse movements since the beginning of the map,
I
then
can't find
I'm a bit
the
more
card
convinced,
for
and
it.
Meekah just
Okay.
looking at some items on the map.
Starfish. One soda can.
But Meekah obviously knows that Meekah always goes at the start of a lockout game. But Meekah's last message, if anyone's in the Discord can see that
Starfish, where's the other
there are
starfish?
some are concerns on Meekah's
Perhaps I
end,
need to
but
go back
they
to
seem to
there.
have been resolved. It would be a big trouble if Meekah's map, Meekah's match
There's one there, there's one
relied on
there,
this.
and
You can see some movement on Meekah's end.
everywhere, okay. Amazing.
And Randy pausing out of courtesy, but they are now both going, so hopefully it's only this early pause and Meekah doesn't have any other troubles there. And Meekah's not starting Central Social Hub, they have chosen Shrine 1.
No, I don't have anything
Just
to
going to
KO
give
it,
them...
of course, except for the starfish, but...
Well, Emetic Poisonous Flower. A Lethal Poisonous Frog not too far away.
Where the hell are you going?
Hook and Wooden Board are just Meekah Akka tiles, sorry. And just trying to see what obvious tiles would be from Shrine Star.
That really work?
But not really. As I've completely failed to mention the really nice Emetic strat turning into leg shot on Randy's end.
1, 2, 3, yes. Haha.
As Randy does have the 3 soda cans, and I really appreciate the fact that he paused and checked his full inventory for the non-stackable 2 Thwack and 1, I don't know, Mr. Pop soda can. So Randy has the 3. And Meekah's Shrine Start. He's going back, right? To the beginning. So I'm not exactly sure what they've done.
Am I allowed in there? I can't remember. No, I'm not, of course.
Not entirely sure what Meekah's chat contains at the moment.
Okay.
But if they're not too late, then there is some potential early Akka kill on the horizon. With just the 1 tile at the moment, Randy is still on 3 and he's also closing in on Akka, so this will be the big clash for these Akka tiles.
It's okay. Appreciate your help.
Joker says this chat is vibes, just vibes. I guess it's fair since it's the RNG choice and it's New Year's Day. Randy can't break the wooden plank without a crowbar. It's a little bit of a challenge there. But Randy can still get the Akka kill. Which will be big for this map. Not having to worry about the target is important. Still the 3rd objective.
Yeah.
She should be carrying one of the key cards for the control unit. Thanks to her current dead tones with Chris.
But Meekah's really close by as well, and they could start stealing more tiles which are nearby. The wooden board is now unavailable for Randy. But at least he gets the 2nd kill. And the Shashka A33, I wanna say it's in Akka's office.
You might say so.
Meekah gets the hook.
No, we got a hook. Damn it.
Which Randy is not happy about. And these are a little bit of mischivery, I guess. What can make this map closer, because now it's 3-3 despite the late loading from Meekah.
Right. Okay.
Randy will be shooting the AK. That's a cell key, prison key. Meekah goes back to get the folding knife. That's where they started. That could have been a tile taken several minutes ago, but it was still free and Meekah takes it.
So...
And Randy with the Shashka A33 gold in hand could make the shot at any time, but it will be loud and it will be attracting NPCs either way. This might be a good time, good place. How far do you want to go from all the other NPCs? Starfish, 2nd starfish indeed. And the gunshot heard. It's quickly 5 tiles to Meekah's 4, whose last tile was still the folding knife, but Meekah will be getting their first kill. If there's no GRB there, it can be a little bit of awkwardness with how these 2 NPCs react, but luckily the prisoners don't care, especially Agent Smith, of course.
Okay.
And Meekah's going up for the Shashka. Hopefully they realize that it's unavailable at this point. Gets more items, intel items, but it's not going to get them any closer. Cannonballs and soaps. I don't think there's any connection between those 2 tiles, just something to mention if they will be important later on. the apology letter is near when the near the place where you shoot the boat from, like from above at least. Meekah will be trespassing in here, but gets the head opener.
I am so gonna be spots there.
Leave my breath there for Randy, who gets past the
Sure.
trespassing area. That's a kukri knife, I guess, just from outline. Cannonball tile still up for grabs, and Randy has at least one. Pretty sure that more should be really close by.
I need to throw that a bit closer.
Randy with the chain there to try to grab that militia member. It will be important for all these tiles nearby. Pretty sure the Kadwanga would be nearby. Don't really know about fire extinguishers or crab holes. Oh my goodness, that cycle of the other militia was a bit close there. The prisoner is called Lance Shu, HSU, but you don't have to make a photo of him this time. Yeah, the Katwanga is with the free Buccaneer, so it's a good call by Joker. Going to be an important double to take if someone gets close to that area. Meekah is not there, but also similarly obscure part of the map. Concealing an item in a crab hole. 6 to 6.
He did not, okay, fuck.
But Meekah still the null kill. Missing on their end. Surely that's got to be... I don't think any of these are tiles, to be honest. And there's no second... That's what Randy's talking about as well. There's no second cannonball in this room. Pretty sure another one would be just floor above, close where the first one was. And that's Orson. This would be a rare moment to get the 2 discs or 2 uplink access keys. I don't know if Randy's going to try this.
Okay.
Randy decides or thinks better of it, especially because
right, fuck, I need a crowbar.
There's the vent, and with the Molotov in hand you can just dump it down, and that's your last objective completed, as Meekah's become the Buccaneer through the free disguise, but doesn't take the Kadwanga.
There's one over there.
Still, it's an important steal with the 2 cannonball style. Which 2 are reasonable? I think the Stow, the apology letter, the Katwanga, if either of them would have it by now. Propane flask and fire extinguisher, I think that depends on locations, but Meekah could reasonably get back to Aka's area for...
yeah, that's him. Okay.
Joker's asking why is it specify not connect. I think it's by because Pidgeotto says, yeah, collecting the Kadwanga and becoming the Buccaneer would be just 2 tiles at the same time. Would be a bit too free, as Pidgey says as well. So Meekah's back at the Central Social Hub, and this is important for their runs because this can be a good falling object kill. Timing lines up nicely. And there's also the apology letter in the same room where Meekah will be shooting from.
No.
Randy has interacted with the Stow. That's 7 tiles now. But Meekah's still leading with 8, and Meekah doesn't want to do the falling object from above. Arguably the safest spot.
It sure is.
Because not sure what Meekah wants here. You could always avoid the non-target kill, and now this will be a really tough area because he's become compromised from the NPC next to them. Disaster for Meekah's run.
Oh,
Just panicked and didn't look for enough NPCs and Randy with a 7-tile lead.
Okay. Damn it.
Not a lot of tiles available, that's important this deep in an Ambrose Lockout run. But 11 minutes to a quick restart.
That's what I needed.
That's a screwdriver, and that's good for the vent, and still there's Orson stalking with the second access key. Would be a really unique way to finish the run.
What's in here?
But Randy will be using the vent anyway. Just a couple enforcers to dodge, and of course 3 more tiles, which will be important. Propane flask in hand, that's one, and probably done very quickly because all the bodies nearby are hidden. Collecting both spray cans, if you know where they are, it's not that difficult. One is near Central Social Start and one is near the long table exit.
Well done. With the control unit in pieces, the satellite's no longer our problem.
Randy gets the last objective, and of course exits are popping up, but
It's time to go for this.
he still needs 2 more tiles.
No.
And I would be arguing for the spray cans, fish, apology letter,
Soap, spray can, apology letter.
or the soaps if I knew where they were. Same with the fire extinguisher, but off the top of my head I would go towards the apology letter and the spray cans because that's kind of the only 2 things I know where they are. Yeah, the Molotov has been nerfed, but still good for this this particular explosion. I think nothing else. So
Yes.
rest in peace Molotov, and hopefully that's the only thing that we will have to say goodbye to in January.
I
Randy's
don't think so.
pausing a lot. I was wondering if he's looking up something. He's near the area where Orson's dish could be poisoned. I really want to cook for that. It's technically fine without it. Randy's looking for forces and remembers from
Soap,
when he said he's
spray
only
can,
played this
apology letter,
around the launch time.
something else entirely. I'm
He
gonna go
remembers
for
that the enforcer
spray
can be
can
dodged with this vine that he just gone down on. Oh, Meekah's just pausing and looking for the NPC cycles. I don't think the run is over, although I really didn't expect Meekah to be at that part of the map. Meekah could just wait it out and get the falling dread kill out of the way. Has about a minute to do so. But no real steel village tiles. The apology letter is in the same room. I said it before, but it's probably the safest angle to shoot from. It's that little hut above. And Randy gets really close with the whoosh to some of the enforcers of the militia members.
If I had been spotted there.
And somehow he survives to the 40-minute mark. Still needs 1 tile. And that will be the apology letter. He can still hop over the window. But will that be stolen by Meekah? Look at this thing, but I think Meekah's Meekah's delay was a bit longer, and Meekah takes it by a split second.
Right, I need the soap as well.
The game's not over yet.
Oh, hey. Not my
Meekah trying their hardest to catch up on these tiles, but Randy's next easiest tile would be, I mean, collecting 2 fishes, it's not easy. Collecting both soaps is probably two different parts of the map. 4, 5, 6. Yes, Meekah is on 10 tiles. It's important that they don't click on any more.
So here somewhere. I don't know. That's
Which means that 19 have been claimed by someone. Only 6 to choose from for Randy. That's one soap. And I guess we'll soon find out where the other one is. And hopefully it's not been broken by a pacification or locking down someone. Is it possible that it's in one of these huts and Randy's going straight there? Might be trespassing inside. It's not, and that's the second soap. And the long tail boat key just in the other hut. I think this is it. Meekah's trying to get the Noel isolation, but it's too little too late again. And 1532 is Randy's exit. If I were to click on the soap tile, thank you, then it is officially over, because I assume that Randy has also pressed done. And once that's verified, then Randy will win a match and advance to round 5.
Got someone in there.
What a match though. Going to quickly make some updates to the brackets, because there's one other match that can be added here, at least timing wise.
Okay, well.
Oh, Meekah thought it was non-lockout. I'm not sure how long Meekah has thought it. It must have been the early pause reason, the first
podcasting in front. Really appreciate it. And
first 1.5 minutes, but
thank you.
no worries, Randy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye indeed, and good luck in the next round. Oh, but I guess it was still anyone's game, so at least it's not down to the fact that Meekah's misread the game mode, but it's always heartbreaking to see. As far as the brackets go, Randy is indeed advanced to round 5, where he will play either Yoshi or Joker J, and that will be decided not at 10 p.m. I think I miscounted by 1 hour. No, it will be 10 p.m. because our match, I can scroll a bit up, our match at Fanium will be at 9. So 3 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central European tomorrow, and then back to back or an hour after that or something like that. That will be Yoshi versus Joker J, so 2 important matches tomorrow. And I guess here's confirmation that, and with 5 matches to go, including grand final, we are getting really, really deep in the brackets. 2 matches scheduled, Randy waiting for an opponent, the LB final and the grand final. Going to be a very exciting final week of Hitman Bingo 2. Thank you everyone who is involved in this one. Of course, if you want to see or participate or spectate more Hitman tournaments and events, then join the Providence Discord. And I would like to thank Frode for the earlier trade, and then Joker J for admin in this one. GG's to the players. Congrats to Randy on advancing, and thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, Happy New Year everyone, and see you next time.